Here we go. Yeah, so the thing is, normally you want to push your opponent from the weak side to the strong side. But which is strong, which is weak, because they are pretty much the same. And you know, I didn't play J3 because it felt like it's over concentrated. I didn't want that. And normally it's like that. You play J3 because you help your weaker group and you push him towards the, sorry, towards the stronger group, which is the Shimari on the right side. It's a little bit stronger. But on the other hand, when you attack from N3, you make your right side even stronger and you induce your way out, because anyway, I wanted to jump out to F7. So this group on the lower side, I treated lightly in this case. And then, for example, if he jumps here, I can put pressure on the left side like this. So I get even more thickness in the middle. It's, in a way, it's probably a bit more complicated to follow or to understand this concept, because in general, especially when people read a book, they always want to follow the book blindly, you know, like, okay, push from the weak towards the strong and never think about other options. But you got to keep an open mindset, you know, to find other moves in the game, because every time you watch a professional game, you will see they don't really follow the Joseki blindly, or, you know, always the standard position. They always think outside the box, and that's what makes them stronger than the regular strong amateurs, for example. So yeah, it's a tough decision. I mean, it's absolutely fine to play J3 or N3, but N3 would be slightly better. And I couldn't decide which to play, therefore I play nothing. So I just played Tenuki and I played away. But for now, the game is still like even. It's not like I'm falling behind because I choose to jump here. So let's move on. Now this move, for example, it's one of the most basic moves in Fuseki nowadays, and the reason for playing O17 is to put more emphasis on the corner than the sides, because back in the day you would always attack a corner like this, then slide and extend back. But if something like this happens now in the modern era of Go with the AI would always invade the Sansan to grab the territory. So in order to discourage your opponent to play Sansan, it's interesting to play a move like O17. So I'm securing the corner, then I can extend towards the side. That was the reason for O17. Of course, it's absolutely fine for me to invade the Sansan in the top left or to attack F17, but it's just okay to play a move like O17 and then wait for my opponent to decide how to enter the right side. So right side can become a pretty big moyo. I mean, if white plays F17, next I can just take the middle side extension. Where do you think white invades the right side? What would you do?
R8?
R8.
R8. Everybody goes for R8.
Like,
wow, you are 9-dan professional. Yeah, that's the spot. Exactly. Yeah, that's usually the move to attack this large and high Shimari. So you just put a knife in the ribs at R8. And yeah, you can also think about moves, for example, like R11, but this can give me R9, which is an ideal shape from the Shimari to develop towards the side. And then when you go towards the corner, I can kick, you gotta go up, and the shape it's a little bit over concentrated or cramped, and you don't want that. So yeah, it's nice to play R8. And now normally in a position like this, what would you do to play with fighting spirit? Which I lack completely in this game. Now that I'm looking back, you know, it's I feel like I should fly back to Korea to rematch. So what would you do here? There are several options to think about. There is one really basic move.
Kevin 4 or S10?
K4.
Saturn 10 or Kevin 4?
S10 or R10? Wait, don't go to the second line. Second line is the line of defeat.
I play R10 to pincer.
R10 pincer, so that's one of the candidate moves. That's actually very good. Which one you were saying? Some K10, K something?
Kevin 4.
Or you mean like shoulder hit here? This is to go for some influence. It's possible, but it's a bit away from the fight. I mean, when you play a move like K4, your opponent will always go under and, you know, take the base and build the base. So black has to pull back and then maybe push one more or leave it. go in the corner, for example. So we don't want to touch the bottom side right now. Locally, it's either r6, s6, r5 can be a fine move, which I played in the game. But the best move locally, it's r10, fighting spirit, you know, pincer. Because this r10 helps me build a lot on the right side too, this kind of moyo. So I regret not playing r10. I mean, that's the first move to consider in a situation like this. But the problem is, I mean, why I rejected the move is because I felt white can come inside either like this or like this. And if, for example, white is making a base this way, my wall doesn't function. I mean, I have this group and I'm facing his base, you know? So it's like I'm getting neutral points. Of course, I can leave in the corner. I cut here. He can go like this. I go out. But it's somewhat painful. I put all those stones and I barely survive. So that's why I rejected the move. But it's actually still good style. Because, okay, he can play Tsuke, he can play this, he can play this, or he can jump out. And if he jumps out, I just play Kosumi. And then there are some interesting options here, like this one. And then maybe jump again to create a Sabaki. But I was just, you know, playing chicken style. So I defended r5 thinking, okay, I have my corner safe. Then in case he extends for a base, I can defend my corner again. And his base is kind of tiny. But he played a very nice move here. So he didn't play r11. He played much lighter. He approached my corner with this move, which we call a submarine approach. How would you react to this s15? There are several moves to think about. Let's see some opinions. I need a beer.
Saturn 16.
Ou alors, moi, mon coup préféré, là,
Wait,
c'est celui-là.
16.
Or Roland 14.
Oh, nice idea.
R14.
So we have
Romeo
R14,
14,
yeah,
Sierra-
put pressure, very good. And you said also S16, right?
Sierra 16, yes.
Right. Okay, these two moves, very good. Also, you can play R16 if you want to keep the corner, and you can play R15. Now let's look at a few variations. Let's start with S16. So S16, it's a move to keep the corner, absolutely fine. Let's say white will go up. You need to connect, right? Otherwise he will push through, and then white can extend back here or around here. It feels very light and very easy for white to develop this area. It's true I build a corner, it's 15 points and I keep center, but I felt it's just too comfortable for white to develop on the right side. So I rejected this variation, which is, you know, like a standard way to respond. And there's a more complicated Joseki. When you play S16, white can play the wedge. And now this can be a complete mess. Atari, go out, Atari like this. It's pretty much forced, but it's a bit more crazy. This kind of follow-up. And again, it feels good because all the variation connects very well to his R8. So you see the outcome of this sequence is like 19 moves, but when you look at the picture, it feels okay for white. So I don't want to play like that either. But okay, this you need to read ahead all the time. So going back to the options. Somebody said R14. R14 is actually a very good move. I also had it on my radar, let's put it that way. I consider like the first move that I consider. It was to go for outside thickness. And this is another Joseki that black can play. And now I can pincer like this. So actually now I hurt his R8 stone. This is very good. And what happens if white, for example, pushes and cuts here? Where would you go? This is a question about capturing procedure. There are two options, ladder or net. Which one would you play? Testing your reading skills.
Du bas, là.
Peter 13.
P13, this you mean?
They-
Yeah, I
They
know
said
what
Peter
13, yeah.
13, but me, I said Oscar 13.
Oh, 13. Ah, this one? This is a bit loose.
But the guys said Peter 13.
This one. Ah, or 14, yeah, Atari. Well, if the ladder is good, you can play the
No,
ladder.
13. No, 13.
13, not 14. Okay, I
Yeah.
got it. This is good because, yeah, you have the stone in the top, so when white comes out, you push again, block, and it's a net. So in general, you want to play nets. Nets are superior than ladders because you capture the stones and your opponent doesn't play ladder breaker. if you do, for example, this ladder, which comes around h4, it works for now. When your opponent plays a move here, this is a ladder breaker and you need another move. So you put 2 moves instead of 1. When you play the net, you kill right away. Yeah, so that's a pretty good option. Well done on this move, r14. So, I mean, this is pretty much forced. And the point of this Joseki is that, okay, you give a lot of territory in the corner. White leaves with 6-7 points, erase the corner. But for example, if black plays a move here, and then something to go back to, you know, expand the moyo, like this, for example, it's a nice potential in the top side. It could happen, but then I had an idea to play even a bit more aggressive this time. And I played Kosumitsuke. This was the game move, which is absolutely fine. The AI agrees with all these moves. I mean, some of the moves, you know, when you check with AI, they don't always go like, okay, this is the blue move. They sometimes show, okay, it's a green move. It's not the best move, but still playable. So it's okay. Because Go has many nuances. So White went into the corner. That's the only move he has. Because if he comes back here and I block my corner, it has an ideal shape. This is a powerful formation and it's called a tiger mount. You want to create tiger mount as much as you can. So of course my opponent doesn't agree, so he goes into the corner. And now I jump, then he turns and he leaves. There's another way to leave here, like old fashioned, and just go down. And when I block, he plays here. And later there's a little bit of Agi with a co-fight in the corner. I'll show you in a moment. So in this position, okay, White just decided to leave right away. And here I think I made a slight mistake. First of all, I was supposed to block at s14, but I didn't play the move because I thought, okay, for White it's very comfortable to make the base at r11. And instead, I played a shoulder hit trying to surround his stone, which is nice. Like, I mean, it's an artistic move, but it's not very effective because he immediately took my point. And why is good to play this move? Because locally, at some point, White has to come back here and leave. That's the I shape, the 2-2 point. And if he plays like this, I can kill, but I don't have to go for the kill right away because this is a ko, it's a one-step approach ko. It doesn't work to kill immediately. It's like this, then Hane, then block, then connect. And he will take the ko. I mean, it's too early to play this ko. For example, I play a ko threat here, then I take back the ko, he plays some ko threat, I have to ignore, play Atari, and now it's a direct ko. So it's not a direct ko immediately, it's a one-step approach ko. But this can happen later in the game when there are ko threats. It's too early to start a ko in Fuseki because you don't really have ko threats in general. But it's good to know the formation, so that's why it always helps to study Life and Death or Tsumego. So S14 was the proper move, but instead I put pressure here. And of course he doesn't run out right away because it's heavy, but he pushes like this. And now it makes my capture on the right side quite small. I mean, if I go here, it's no big deal because he can push and cut, and that's a problem. And if I go somewhere here, it's still not such a big catch because he can jump like this, for example. So instead, I played a double up move to protect against push and cut. I mean, I want to play a big point, but he immediately pushes and cuts here, and that's a problem. Because if I go like this, he can push here, then he can Hane or hit the vital point. If I go out, he pushes again, and he can cut me, and this is very annoying, because I'm losing all the potential. It will be something like this. I put so many stones just to surround. Oh, I can even die actually, because it's Atari, he connects, and then I need another move to survive in the top. So that would be quite terrible. Therefore, I have to go back and protect against the cut. Oh. Yeah, with this double up. So now when push and cut, I can just do the ladder. But so far, I'm building some kind of thickness towards the center. And White took territory everywhere. He's got already 3 corners, and now he's also center. So where do you think White will go next to try to reduce that top thickness, to neutralize it? Let's take some guesses. Anyone?
or French 13 or baby 15.
French 17, you mean like this? Did I understood correctly? Or 16, like this? Something around the top?
Or B, B,
No, it's good. Something in the top area is good. You're right. You learned about the take care of the corners, but actually even further, you can go like this, G17, O-Gama. This is called O-Gama. It's a large Gama. Because it helps the corner, and so you don't go too close to the thickness, you don't come all the way here to the middle of the side, you just take care of the corner, and next move you approach again. Because now, for example, if I play this and I jump, it's still a little bit loose, you know. And then, for example, in this position you can play a jump here and try to reduce the potential from the bottom. So yeah, this feels quite comfortable for white. Therefore, now I play on the left side. And actually I could also play Tsuke and make a base. But yeah, it makes sense to approach this corner. He double up. That's a good formation with the O-Gama in the top. Then I extend for a base. And he got another... Oh, okay, let's delete the marks here. Another extension to reduce my top. And at this point, I kind of panic because I'm looking at the board and my opponent already has like 3 corners and he's solid everywhere. And I only have potential, but it's hard to really make it turn into a lot of territory. So normally I was supposed to attack his bottom group because now we transition from Fuseki to middle game. So these 2 stones are like a target or like the weakest group he has on the board. Everything else is super thick. So I'm supposed to put pressure here, for example. If something like this happens, it's not too bad. I can make a little bit of moyo and then some kind of cap move to try to build a big box here. But instead, I attack with this move. So I'm trying to somehow break his connection in the top. For example, if he plays a bump, I can go no bit to the right. Then he needs to protect here. Otherwise, I separate. Then I can play maybe a Hane. And now I got some thickness, so I can attack the bottom. Something like this. This was my plan. But of course, my opponent is a 9-dan pro and he plays with fighting spirit. So he played Tsuke, leaning on my left stones to separate the top stone. So it's a principle, I don't remember how it's called in Chinese, something like Shen Dong Ji Shi or so. I don't know if I pronounce it properly, but it's the meaning of this principle is you want to make noise on the west to kill the east or the other way around. So he's attacking me on the left side in order to separate my top stone. It's good to use this kind of war principle. There's a book about that. It's called 36 Stratagems Applied to Go by Max Xiaochun. Maybe you heard about it, but it's quite advanced. And nobody reads books anymore. Everybody plays online and check with AI what happens. Everybody has a little AI on the phone. So this shows some fighting spirit, but I didn't follow till the end, you know. You will see. The sequence was pretty much forced and it felt good. Like I make white a bit crowded too. Then I tried to go out, create some cutting points. And now I realize I'm in danger. I have to leave somehow inside. So this was like the first critical fight or critical moment of the game. And then I play Hane and I just make life. But the professional guy showed me at the end that I better play E18. This is a much more stylish way to live. Because he needs to play C18 to try to kill me. Then I can cut first. And when he goes Atari, connect, he needs to come back here to protect because the cuts can kill him too. Like for example, if he wants to live in the corner now, or to try to kill me with a move here, I can just go Atari, Atari again, and then I cut him like this. And if he plays inside Atari, it's self Atari, and if he plays outside Atari, I just play snapback, for example. So I catch his stones and I'm connected. Of course, this can never happen, so he cannot allow. He must play here to protect against the cuts, and then I can do this move, which is a nice Tetsuji to make life in the corner. And then he needs to do something like this, connect. I have to go down to leave because I don't have enough liberties to fight semi, and he also has to leave in the corner. So this is a way to leave but also separate his groups and then go for a big point, extend here or something else. Alright, so back to the original game. I failed to cut his groups and instead I just went for a safe life in the corner, but it's not the same thing. So I leave with the push. I can make twice. Of course, he can Atari here, he can play this move, but in the end, I got my twice. And I was happy to survive inside the Moyo. But in the meantime, white is connected all over. And the problem is, when he connects all these stones, my potential on the right side, it's again completely gone. So white has the first chance to win this game right now. Not by many points. I think he's like 5, 6, 7 points ahead, but it's enough, you know. At this level, it's hard to come back unless some blunder happens. So here white plays with fighting spirit. Normally I would expect him to just connect, double up or connect like this. My plan was to play a few moves here in center and then jump somewhere in the middle to build a big box. Some cosmic style play. But this Moyo plan failed completely. And here I felt like I have a little chance because this variation it's all forced. So he takes the corner. This is a clamp Tesuji, the move at S3. Then I surround his corner. He needs to play another move. It's too painful for him to let me play S2. And now I play the bit soft. This move is big, but it's not the biggest move. I should play something in the center, something like this. Oops, too much drawing. Either like that, or cover this guy, or jump again, so he doesn't come out with a stone. Anyway, the point is that I need somehow to make this box great again, but I failed. I mean, I play on the left side and now he's using the Agi and comes out here. And there's another little chance to make the game more exciting and keep it close. When I Hane here and he also Hane, I cut right away. But you don't always have to cut. Cut where you can cut, it's a good principle, but in this case I should just Nobi. Because if white plays this move, I can turn and cut the stones on the side. So he will not do that. And if he connects here and I cut like this, it's terrible, everything dies. And when he pushes Atari, I go Atari and I come out here. And now the corner dies. This will be a disaster for white. Of course, this scenario will never happen in a 9-dan pro game. But I think he will connect like this. And then I can chase him a bit from the right side. And this way, I can make some territory on the bottom. But I still need to take care of my group on the right. So just, you know, pushing him out like this, it can be much more profitable. Because I build all the territory on the bottom and I can still build a lot on the right side. You will see that in the game, I got completely trashed on the right. I barely made a few points to survive. And that was like the game over sequence. So here is the, let's say, the second critical moment of the game. First one was this fight in the top where I managed to survive. And now when I cut him, it's his turn to try to survive. So the variation is pretty much forced. He plays Atari, then he pushes here. He takes a stone, then he pushes from behind. And I cannot really surround this group. I would like to play, for example, this a couple of times. But if he goes down here and then something like this, I'm in trouble with the entire group. And it's too painful, you know, to crawl like that. I was the one attacking and now it's hunter hunted. So I had to let him go out. I play the Hane and then he simply plays Atari and he escapes. And maybe this was a little bit soft too. I cannot let him escape from that stone, but I could play at least Kosumi to put some more pressure. Kosumi is diagonal play. This would be probably slightly better than the actual game. But I have a feeling I still cannot compete on points. White has a lot of secure territory already. So now, yeah, we start going towards endgame. And white played extremely solid everywhere because he knew he has enough points to win the game. That's another failure. I should just block here actually. I had an illusion that I can push and cut, but in fact it doesn't work. Because if I play here, he just surrounds and I'm dead. And if I take this stone, he can play Atari and catch the other stone. So, unforced error. Oops. And from here on, it's white just plays safe, cruising. There is nothing to attack, nothing to kill. And yeah, the territory balance was already good for white. So we had two big critical moments in the game, the invasion in the top and this fight on the bottom, but I shouldn't cut. I think 08 is my last losing move. And then from here on, well, I don't want to just resign too early. So I played for a while, and then when I counted, I realized I'm like almost 20 points behind, so it's time to give up and fly home. So what can I say? Better luck next time. But I hope you enjoy watching this game and learn a few things, some interesting ideas, timing, shapes, everything. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we can play a game. Against who?
I can't wait to know if you have won or you have lost this game at the end.
No, I lost it. I resigned because if you
Okay.
count, I'm something. Let's check the estimator. Something around 20 points behind, but we cannot trust the estimator here. So the thing is, you know, I lost all this potential here where I tried to make my original Moyo, and I failed. You know, when I attacked his group, he went out too easy, and he still kept the territory like in the beginning. You know, when he played this Joseki here, he got the 15 points. He saved, managed to keep them. Also, top right corner, he got like 9-10 points. He keep them. In the top, he has this tiny territory, but overall, white has more territory, and he also has Komi. So he was always slightly ahead, but the gap got bigger and bigger in the second part of the game when I tried to chase him. If I play, for example, this variation where I show where I could, you know, move with Nobi instead of cut, then I could keep it much closer. Yeah, here. But I still think I'm behind by about, I don't know, 5 to 7 points. So, you know.
Can you put the estimated score at this stage? If you have done this?
Yeah, let's check. Let's check also. Okay, let's say we play Hane. Let's put a variation, something like this. Let's check. Estimate score. You see white by 9. I mean, it's not very accurate, but it's still like white is slightly ahead. And when you're playing a professional, if they are 2 points ahead, they keep the lead, you know. You cannot return, I mean, reverse the result. They are too good. So that's the story of this game.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Please, instead of C8,
C8.
when you played C8,
yeah, C8, correct.
When the AI suggested a move in the center.
In the center, yeah.
I was wondering, I mean...
something around here, right? Or...
Yes. I mean, what can guide you to know where to play in this case? In
the center?
Yeah, because I know that there could be several moves possible.
Right.
You have some rules that guides you to decide which one you should play in this case?
Good question. So yeah, in general, when you set up a Moyo, you have like what is called a sector line, or like an imaginary line between, for example, this stone and this stone, or the stones in the top. So that imaginary line, it's like some sort of diagonal, you know, here. So that would be the line where I can enclose the Moyo. Okay, I can remove these marks and make like a draw. So for example, it should go something like this, you know. And for white, it's also interesting to play a move to break my connection, my line, to disrupt it around here or around here. And why I choose a move like this K8 because or J8, because the stones are pretty much connected. I mean, these two stones. So when you come inside, for example, with this move, I can cover, and it's hard for white to escape. If you go, you reduce from the top, I block, and I can make the border. So, or for example, when you play here, I just cover like this. Let's say we have this kind of situation, Hane, whatever, and in the end, I create the border and I build a box. So that's why that kind of move, because if you play a move that's not really connected in some sort of diagonal, I can show you a good example from a cosmic style game with this kind of jump. So if I play something here, if I go too high, then the connection between these two stones, the relationship, it's pretty bad. Like when white plays a shoulder hit here, you cannot connect the two stones. You play, for example, like this, white jumps, and they are disrupted. if or if white plays here again, you gotta give up some points. You gotta play like this and keep going down, and you build less. So you always want to play somewhat on the sector line, and it's the same when you reduce moyo. You see a situation where the stones can connect. You find that imaginary line and you play the move like this. For example, you play with white here and you disconnect the connection between this stone and this one, for example. So it's right on that line. You got the point, the idea? Clear enough?
Thanks a lot. Very clear.
Let me show you something. One of my favorite games from like 1998. It's a game that Takemiya played against Hane Naoki. I don't know if you know these names, but Hane Naoki is a guy who used to dominate Go in the late 90s, early 2000s. He won Kisei and so on. He was a young player rising up in Japan, beating lots of players. And Takemiya was already established like a professional who used to play this cosmic style, going for outside influence. I will just show you the Fuseki because your question reminded me about this game.
This is in the Cosmic Go?
Yeah, I don't know if the game it's in the book Cosmic Go, probably, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the guy who played Black Sun and Say it's called these 3 star points. And he was very fond of playing that and building huge moyo. And back in the day, I will send you later also the SGF, I have it somewhere. You know, like I can put it in Discord so people can study as a homework. But he used to play this Kosumi. It's a very fancy move. White played here. Then he took away the middle side extension because it's a good spot for both. And now Sun Invasion. We had this kind of Joseki. White, it's a player that likes to play extremely territorial, and black, it's always this cosmic style, so he goes for outside thickness and plays moyo, which is spectacular. When you manage to win a game with moyo, it's always artistic, but territory, you know, it's easier to handle. So here black didn't connect. Very good to remember that, because both for white and black to connect at p17, it's a gote move. So black right now played this l4. Then white invaded this corner too, because this is a situation called you know, double wing formation, where black has a star point and 2 middle side extension, this one and this one. So in a situation with a double wing formation, you always take the Sun. So this used to be played back in the day before AI era, and nowadays with AI, always Sun. So they used to play this basic Joseki where they finish with Hane and Tiger Mouth. White is Sente, and now white cut in the top because he likes territory, so he took the point. And this is the artistic part of the game, the next few moves. I'm not going to show you the entire game. I'm replaying this for memory, but I used to, you know, study this game many times, so I kind of know all of it. And I'll show you why I remember it in a moment. So here, black played an artistic jump once again, which is not like a textbook move, because normally the Joseki is to slide here and immediately make a base, you know, chicken style. But he jumped again. Then white, because he played very territorial, he just went down to secure the corner, because, well, black didn't slide like in the Joseki. And the next two moves are the moves that are similar to the sector line that I was talking earlier. So it's a jump here. White took the territory on the left side and then another jump. So these two moves are what makes the game very interesting, because they connect very well, these O-gamers, or I would say a very large O-gamer here. And if you think about the whole board position, those jumps create a huge moyo on the right side. And that's how the guy managed to win the game by, I don't know, 15 points or something. But the point is how he found, you know, these moves to connect them in diagonal. So that struck me about this game. So white played here, he blocked, and white played here, he blocked. He let him go inside a few times, and in the end it was something like this. He enclosed the moyo. It's like he created a heart shape in the middle of the board, and it was enough to win the game. Anyway, I will send you later the SGF, but the idea was just to show you how he came up, you know, how he anticipated this jump here, and then jump again and jump again to build this shape in the center. It's quite impressive. So this is probably one of the most artistic Go games I have ever watched among the pros. And well, Takemiya, it's a great player to study. And it's also easy, you know, to follow the games. They are not so complicated, like cut, kill, everything. And It's just about building and, you know, be artistic about what you build on the real Go board. Oh, what happened here? Your call ends in 10 minutes? Okay. We need to start another call maybe. I thought Google Meet is not like Zoom that they kick you out. Yeah.
One question at this stage, sorry, Cornel.
Yeah, go ahead.
What White can do? What White can do? Can he do something like Gr8?
G8. Ah, you mean to jump in around here? Something like
Gerard,
this?
yes, something like this.
Yeah, he can try, of
What
course.
White...
But
Yeah.
the point is, when you play a move like this, black can cut you this way, and now we have to go to tactics, you know, and then cut like this, then Atari from behind, and Atari again. So black can sacrifice a stone and still keep the right side, the moyo. I mean, this was the whole plan for the game plan for black, to connect those stones in the middle and build a big box. All right, enough of this game. Let me just stop the recording for the review first.